John Pawlak, and welcome back to Ion Harness Racing. Older horses were in the spotlight this past weekend at Harris Chester and Mohawk Racetrack. First at Harris in the $500,000 Ben Franklin final for free-for-all pacers, Art Official was a slight favorite over Mr. Big. The former got the early lead, and the latter used a long first over bid, which set up a stirring duel turning for home.
And Mr. Big pokes ahead in front. Artificial under a full-out drive. These two coming down to the line. Mr. Big and Artificial, and Mr. Big wins the Franklin. Mr. Big ties the world record of 1:48 from Artificial.
The time of the mile, 1:48, equaled the world record set in this same race 1 year ago by Artistic Fella. Following the trophy presentation, winning driver Brian Sears had nothing but praise for the two-time reigning divisional champion.
You know, he's definitely back. You know, he does a great effort, and, you know, he's straight, he's steering real well, so I was really pleased with him.
In the Rich Maple Leaf Trotting Classic final at Mohawk Racetrack, also a free-for-all, Sandpail made a key move in the early going, keeping some key contenders parked. That put him in the right position to move for the lead on the backstretch. Lucky Jim, the 1-5 favorite, looking for his 16th straight win, made a menacing move to the outside, setting up a thrilling stretch drive.
Hold the phone, says Lucky Jim. Here comes Lucky Jim on the outside. Arch Madness a short lead. Battling on at the rail is Sandpail. Lucky Jim, no quit in him. Lucky Jim outside. Arch Madness, Lucky Jim is off stride. Sandpail. Sandpail comes back to win the Maple Leaf Trot. He won it by a head in 1:52 1/5.
Lucky Jim's loss in the Maple Leaf Trot, combined with Well Said's current hot streak, means there's a change in harness racing's top 10. Well Said, with 25 first-place votes, now leads Lucky Jim, who got 9 votes. Muscle Hill, the early Hambletonian favorite, got the other first-place vote. The top 10 poll is published each week by Harness Racing Communications, and you can have it sent directly to you, along with a digest of harness racing news sent to writers, broadcasters, and publicists free of charge. Simply visit the web address shown here to sign up and have it arrive via email twice each week. In a moment, we'll take a look at a top news story from the sport of harness racing. Harness racing's greatest century comes to life in the pages of 100 Years in Harness, richly illustrated with some of the most evocative photos ever taken. Order your copy online, and better yet, order more to give as gifts. In news from the sport of harness racing this week, Iowa horsemen have approached Prairie Meadows Racetrack with a plan to save live harness racing in the year 2010 and beyond. The plan calls for live race days to be shared by all breeds, including 4 Sundays on which thoroughbreds, quarter horses, and standardbreds would all race on the same card. And the harness horsemen have offered to finance the construction of a 7/8 mile racetrack inside the existing 1 mile oval to save the track a substantial amount of expenses. Prairie Meadows management has said they will consider the plan. This coming Saturday, the $677,000 Adios final will be raced at the Meadows, where Well Said will look to follow his all-age track record 149 victory last Friday with a win in the richest Delvin Miller Adios final ever.
Well said. Keep it real. They're just jiggy jogging. Well said. 1:49.
Well Said looked every bit as sharp in his Adios elimination as he did in winning both the North America Cup and Meadowlands Pace in recent weeks, serving notice that it will be a monumental upset if he is to be beaten at the house that Delvin built. Also this coming weekend, the trotting world will turn its attention to the Meadowlands, where on Saturday the eliminations for the $1.5 million Hambletonian and Hambletonian Oaks will take center stage. Muscle Hill, who last raced in and won the Stanley Dancer Trot Final at the Meadowlands, became a millionaire with this win and confirmed himself as the favorite for the sport's greatest trotting race.
And the whip tucked away, out for a Friday night stroll is Muscle Hill. Explosive Matter, big move on the outside, nice recovery with Copy Catch, and Tom Can Go. On to the Hambletonian eliminations. It's Muscle Hill, 3 for 3 in 2009.
Ion Harness Racing will go on location next weekend at the Meadowlands, where my colleague, Hoof Beats managing editor TJ Burkett, will be your host and bring you coverage of the Trotting Classic and much, much more. The bobblehead craze continues, and we have the newest one for you. Yannick Gingras is the latest to be immortalized, and you can get this bobblehead absolutely free. Simply become a new subscriber to Hoof Beats magazine, and we will send it out with our thanks. Call 877-800-USTA extension 2 to place that new subscription. Or you can order one for only $19.95 plus shipping online at shop.ustrotting.com. This past Sunday, we saw an interesting result from Saratoga Raceway. A pacer by the name of Am I Next A won in 1:54.4, a track record for a 14-year-old. But I checked, he's not the fastest 14-year-old of all time. If you know who it is, well, we'll give you that Yannick Gingras bobblehead we showed you a few moments ago. All you need to do is send the name of the fastest 14-year-old of all time in an email to i@ustrotting.com. Also, your name, your address, so we can get a hold of you and send you that prize, and the first correct answer received will win. Next week, I'll be at the Adios for exclusive video coverage of the Delvin Miller Adios Final, the pace for the Orchids, and TJ Burkett will take this show on the road to the Meadowlands, site of the $1.5 million Hambletonian, the first and brightest jewel in the trotting Triple Crown. Be sure to join us, but here's an important programming note. Next week's show will air on Friday. That's one day later. For all that Hambletonian and Adios coverage, make a date to be with us next Friday on Eye on Harness Racing.